This is Justin AMZN. On Tuesday, October 16th, 2018, the pre-market today was rallying, actually getting above the pivots here from yesterday. Not quite as high as the open, but getting above the pivots. But it wasn't strong enough to take out the high, making another bullish gap and go. So it's somewhat of an inside gap up. If you look at another time frame like the hourly or 15-minute, without the after hours and pre-market, you should see some bearish candles in here, like I said, either on the hourly or 15-minute. That we are gapping above and trapping, but we're barely above it. This has actually struck a little bit of an evening star reversal here. With this rally, it looks like we should pull back some, maybe into the highs, maybe into this pivot around 1775. That was a pivot here and here. I don't think it'll come back down to 1747 because it did that after hours, and it's really had a nice bounce off of that. It's possible it comes down to 1750 or some of the lows in here, 1760s, something like that. Not quite. Now 1770 was this pivot. It should pull back a little bit more. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure where. And so let's get into the day, see what happens. Opens up, pulls back a little bit. Nice high wave candle here. This is a really nice kind of inside, almost inside candle. I mean, it's not really inside. It's getting bigger. See the high. So this is the same high in these two. These are looking very similar. Obviously the close up here on the second one, but still just kind of sideways right here. This isn't the pullback I was looking for. I was looking for some more bearishness. Some more people thinking it's going to sell off. There you go. Bearish engulfing. Okay, starting to move down. Okay, back up. Really small candle. This is a really small candle. That is, you could trade that with a bracket. Going bullish at 1785 by 1780, or flip it and go bearish 1780 by 1785. Either one, or have both set up. That's a really nice small candle. Really sitting right on these pivots for the highs, and would kind of be a breakout of this Morningstar reversal on just today. Or if we break out here, you're getting up above this, you're contending with some empty space on the day, the previous day. But you'll have some bulls to contend with. I'm sorry, some bears to contend with as you get up into these highs from 2 days ago, or from Friday. So if we continue stepping into the day, we got a squeeze forming, and we start to roll over. We're pulling back. Okay, now it's a question of how far we pull back. Took out the pre-market, or not the pre-market, sorry. Made a new low on the day. Now this candle is a really strong reversal bullish candle. The squeeze has fired bearish. Got a nice amount of volume on this candle. And you did come down to 1760s. I guess we'll just have to wait and see if that's a good place for it to bounce. And obviously not, because it just took out the low again. This is slight gap up. This was a slight gap down and ran down. Slight gap up, ran up. And okay, now we've got a bigger Morningstar reversal. Really big candles here. We need to wait for something small. Looks like this is actually bounced off of kind of this area, which, I mean, taking out this low, I guess we came down almost to yesterday's closing price. So far it's an inside candle from yesterday. Opened below the high, traded up close to the high, rolled down, stayed above the low, stayed above the close. And I guess like this was a sell-off and recovered, and if it were to roll all the way down, this would be your S-curve. But if you're thinking bullish, here's an S-curve, here's an S-curve also. And, excuse me, with this S curve, it's really aggressively moving, but it's looking like it's picking back up. We had just this kind of funky rollover yesterday that we may have been bouncing from today. Some pullbacks into 1747. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, if you're in this going bullish, I'm not sure what you were looking at to get in there. Don't have a line drawn in there, but that it looks like it's moving on up. So here's another high wave, or I'm sorry, another small doji candle. And look at that. We just did like a V bottom here. Now we're going a little bit sideways. You got a little bit of a pennant here. A little bit more of a pennant. Look at that. And then it breaks out. A lot of bulls. We're right back into the pre-market high. The high of the day is just ahead here. But now we've gotten back above these pivots. This is a nice little breakout. Should retest and then bounce. That would be a good plan for this. Looks like it's, yep, doing that, retesting. Starting to bounce, maybe. So really small candles in here. All right. So right here, this is looking like lower highs, higher lows. This looks really a lot like a mini triangle. And this is really just a bigger consolidation after this move up. Having just a triangle form here. So if we'll come back and look at the options here and see what happens. We got a squeeze forming. We're getting really small in these candles. We're holding that 21 and we break out. And we just keep on running. And now our next target is 1815. And let's see if we get there on the day. What time is it? Oh, still got 90 minutes to the close. And okay, so this has like this multi-top thing here, some consolidation. This should continue higher, and instead it breaks down. So I'm not saying go bearish by any means here. This is actually a good opportunity to look for a place to get back in bullish if you got out too early. And get another squeeze forming. And oh, look at that. We look like we're rolling over a really small candle and a bounce. So this is definitely, this is what we're used to seeing for another kind of a S curve here, more aggressive S curve. And there we go. We got into 1815. So that would have been a phenomenal target from this triangle breakout. This is moving aggressively. It's looking really good. Let's set a target way out here. So if you'd done that in this area and gotten in bullish, let's take a look at that. Let's see, you got in on 1130 candle bullish. And oh, we actually got above. Wow. Okay, so there's some stuff going on after hours. I don't think earnings is yet. So earnings, nope. 25th, so sometime next week for earnings. So something else is going on that's got this jumping up after hours and doing some crazy wicks and stuff. So we'll see what happens. While we're looking at the price up here, I think I remember saying that it could, with some bullish candles in here, it could move back up to like 1875 or 1870, something like that, and then roll back down. I would still actually like to see that. Similar to these candles here, how we rallied and took out the previous pivot here, then we rolled over aggressively. If we can do something similar, where we can take out this high, just like we took out this high, I think that would really contend with people's thinking that, or some of the bears thinking that, oh yeah, we're going to go lower. If it takes out a pivot like that, then bulls are hopping on. Bears are either digging in or they're starting to exit for a loss. And I think it's just a good place that people are going to be looking to go long and do somewhat of a kind of a second roller. That's also a really good pivot to a really good price for a rollover would be retesting back up into this level. I mean, this is a bigger double top. If we can rally up into that and then roll over, I mean, if we do that before earnings and then we have a gap up above this candle and above the bearish candles, I mean, Amazon is gone. I mean, it'll just run. And I mean, it'll probably be above 2100 in another week or something, maybe even sooner. I don't know. But I mean, there's the potential building, especially if we can go sideways here or have like kind of a triangle form, even as aggressive. Like if we have a day, another bullish candle, and then a little bit of a smaller candle or something the next day, that looks like a bit of a triangle here with this sloped up and this the top kind of sideways. And then if we can roll over from there and then trap some bulls, that's what I'm looking, or trap some bears, excuse me. If we don't end up doing that, we could still roll over a little bit off this line, pull back a little bit, and depending on how quickly it does that, it could roll down some more and come back down into some of these no man's land down here, or just hover around in here until earnings. And that would be kind of a nice triangle here as well. This moving a little more sideways into this kind of convergence here, where it pulls into the highs and lows, pull into the same price on earnings or before earnings. So if we go back and look at the 11:30 call. So this is the 11:30 call. So first thing I want to point out is from yesterday, we had some lows that we put in on most of the options, but this one is the 1825 call expiring this Friday. And we actually took out that price. We actually looked like we were bouncing off it here. And then some folks were probably, let's see, we're just selling that back down, but it took out the low. That's what I want to point out, sorry, is that we took out the low from yesterday. Even though we didn't get down to that low today, we got into that low on this kind of pullback. And so that's one of the things that people think is a little more speculative on what the option is price is at. But a lot of times it really trades along with the stock. You just have to know what to adjust for in terms of the option premium being sucked out. So anyway, if we fast forward to 11:30, you could have been getting in on this candle, which that would have been a little larger risk reward. So let's say you got in at 950 and the stop is at 850. Is that doable? The low is 9. Oh, maybe that is doable. You'd just be bracketing this smaller area here, not really taking into account a bigger triangle. But it didn't even retest until we got way up here into this funky retest and then rally down from there. So this is the point to get in, bracket trading these candles, looking for a move higher or getting in on that candle. I mean, even if you got a horrible fill, you could have been filled at 970 was the high here. And then it just rallied down from there. Probably taking some profit at the high today or at yesterday's high through here. And then if you're seeing some of this chop through here, you'd probably raise your stop up to around 1450 just to be stopped out and for it to continue on higher. So this looked like it was going to sort of accumulate, distribute, and then still push up, but it looked like it was going to roll over before it pushed up, and that was kind of a fake out. So now if we look at some of the puts, like if we look at the puts for this candle here, so this is the 9 o'clock candle. If we look at the puts, at 9 o'clock, we've got this small candle. You could have bracket traded just that candle, like 1460. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the open. 1540 above the high and a 1440 for the low, something like that. Would have had to be really aggressive. Would have made a few R on that, and then the rest of the day was pretty much down, just with the rally that we had today. So what I also like to do, I think it's kind of interesting. Let me see if I can sketch it in. I was trying with the annotate feature some more. So if I do, I just want to kind of connect these and see. Yeah, so we had some highs yesterday on the options, came into that, almost got into it here. And then this, that follows pretty well. I mean, there's a few that are off. Buying here, selling here, buy here, sell, and I didn't quite get there. Buy here, it opened maybe. Buy here, sell up here. It got really close. And then some of these is just going sideways, so it was really hard to really buy off these. Oops. So just interesting downtrend channel, and I just want to put it up. So think that's all I had on here. Yeah, just look for these triangles, look for some small candles, and just wait. Be really patient to wait. This was really choppy in here, really hard to figure out, kind of discern the direction. And had some really nice, rally, S curve, rally, sideways, rally, S curve, rally, and we'll see what happens tomorrow if we get a pullback into 1815, 1840, bounce around in that range, or if we're just off to the races now because of how long it's been down here, just selling off and people being unsure about what's going to happen. So didn't really engage with our lines as much today, but that doesn't happen every day. That's okay. Still found some places that you could have traded looking for triangles, looking for small candles. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is just AMZN. Thanks.